Good afternoon, scholars, and for the last time this semester, welcome to your 7th grade Vista Virtual Lit class. We have made it to the last day of online instruction for the regular school year. A lot of you are going on to summer school, but you are not going to have lessons like this in summer school. They're all going to be live Zoom sessions. So this is your first time that you're going to learn via YouTube from me. So let's take a look at your last assignment. It's a reflection assignment because this is what you do. Whenever you complete something meaningful, you look back on how it went, what you are proud of, what you regret. You process it all, and then through processing it all, it helps clear your thoughts and clear your head, and it helps you look forward to the future in a way that is meaningful and productive and focused. So your assignment today is actually not due until Friday at 10 p.m. So you've got lots of time to really take your time with this and to think deeply and answer carefully. So the start of this, I wrote you a little letter. I said, scholars, we experienced a lot together this year. We opened up a brand new campus together. We worked hard to develop our minds for success in high school and beyond. Like every year, there were ups and downs. Below are some reflection questions to help you process your thoughts and prepare for what's to come. Take your time to think and fully express yourself. All right? So I've just got 4 reflection questions for you to do. And again, really take your time on this assignment. You got 4 days to do it. So maybe you'll work on one question and then leave it alone and come back to it later that day or the next day after you've had some time to think about it. But this is a really good practice, guys, to kind of just reflect. And when you reflect in writing, your brain does so much processing, and it really helps you to stamp positive things that you want stamped. If there's not so positive things, it helps you express that and get that out of your system in a way that's productive. So let's look at your 4 questions. First one is, what are you proud of in looking back at the school year? How did you do it? Don't pick one moment that you're proud of. Well, try to not pick one specific moment. Try to pick an overall habit that you developed or a positive trend that you did. These can be academic related, they can be personal, they can be relational. An example of an academic goal was I was pretty proud of my GPA this year. I improved it a lot from the beginning of the year, or I improved it from the year before. The work I did in class was a lot better. Maybe you could say, I did a really good job like staying out of arguments with teachers or with kids this year. And it was a bad habit I used to have, and I really started to get out of it this year, and I'm proud of that. Whatever it is that you're proud about, name it, give some examples of what you're talking about, and then how did you do that? Because when you have to think about how you did something well, it helps you learn from that, and you can take that approach that you took to fix this, and you can apply it to other things to help fix other habits that you want to address. Second question is, what's something you wish what is something you wish you had done? It's kind of informal. What is something you wish you had done differently? And how might you approach this differently moving forward? So what is something looking back on the year that something that you didn't quite accomplish, or a habit that just kind of kept biting you in the butt that you want to fix moving forward, at least improve upon? Whether it's, not doing your homework, or you had a hard time staying focused in class, you had a hard time staying organized, you lost your temper, sometimes you got frustrated quickly. Whatever it is, what's something that you wish you had done differently looking back on? Again, try not to pick one specific instance. Try to think of like a habit or a pattern that you had and that you could have approached it differently. And once you've named it, once you've picked it and given examples of what you're talking about, how might you approach this area, whatever it is that you're focused on, how might you approach it differently moving forward? The third question is kind of a zoom out question. What have you learned about yourself or about the world during this pandemic? And what do you hope results from this experience? So this could be really zoomed in just to you, or maybe even your family, or maybe you could even zoom out to the world. Like, what have you learned about people or governments or whatever during this time of the pandemic? And what do you hope is different? What do you, during this is a really weird, stressful time for everybody. What do you hope we learned from this? And what do you hope changes moving forward as we go back to, get back to as normal as possible? What do you hope is a result from all this? Some positive that comes out of a negative. And the last question, what do you plan on achieving or improving next year? And whatever it is that you pick, what makes that meaningful? What makes that goal or that focus one that's worth focusing on? All right. A number of these questions might be multiple paragraphs, maybe 2 paragraphs, one addressing each question. Whatever it is, make sure that you just think deeply about it, and then make sure you, because this is kind of a reflection diary-ish type assignment, some of you might just get in the zone and just start just going, typing. That's fine if you get into that mode, but you got to push pause and you got to go back and look over your work and make sure not only does your writing express you, but make sure it's clear. And by clear, I mean go back and find. I do this whenever I type out my thoughts, I then have to go back and fix all of those little mistakes that I made as I was just flowing. Separating different sentences with periods that I wrote as run-ons, fixing spellings. Sometimes you guys have seen me on these assignments. I'm like, oops, fixing questions as I read them out loud because I realized I'd made a little mistake as I typed it. So do the same thing in your writing, not just on this assignment, but in every assignment. It's always important to go back and read what you wrote kind of out loud to yourself so you can hear it almost from an outside point of view. All right. Again, this is not due until Friday at 10 p.m. Take your time on this. Be thoughtful, be focused, and be thorough and careful. And I will see you guys around. I hope you have a wonderful summer. A lot of you going to summer school, which I think is an excellent decision. But whether or not you're going to summer school, everybody is expected to do just 20 minutes a day of Lexia and 20 minutes a day of the math software called Freckle, which your username and passwords are going to be available on. They're going to be posted in your Google Classroom math class by Miss Calabrese. Don't slack on this, guys. It's 20 minutes a day, and it's going to keep you sharp so that you walk into 8th grade on the same level, if not better than you were at the end of 7th grade. Because so much time in the school year is wasted getting caught up because we lost so much progress from just staying completely mentally inactive over the summer. So just 20 minutes a day. It's a great habit to help you stay disciplined, but to make a schedule, to knock it out at the same time each day. So then you can go and chill, and you earned that chill time because you did your work. Just 20 minutes of each. All right. All right. I'm going to log off. Give yourself a pat on the back for a year almost finished once you finish this. And I can't wait to see your reflections. All right. See you guys around.